Have you ever wondered how much fuel it takes to power a plane like Boeing 747, unlike cars, and bikes that run on gasoline? Or diesel, planes have different types of fuel such as aviation fuel, jet fuel, and aviation gasoline, depending on the engine and altitude it flies at. For example, the Boeing 747 uses kerosene as fuel, which doesn't freeze even at high altitudes. In fact, it consumes about 4 liters of fuel per second, totaling to 150,000 liters for a 10-hour flight. That's a lot of fuel. But it allows 465 passengers to travel together, with each passenger only needing 0.04 liters of fuel per kilometer. And have you ever seen a small vehicle connected to a plane on the runway? That's not filling it with fuel. It's actually known as an AGPU, or Auxiliary Ground Power Unit, which supplies electricity to the plane. When a plane is on the runway, both its engines stop functioning, which means the plane's engine cannot generate electricity. This is where the AGPU comes into play. It connects the plane to an external electricity source, ensuring a constant supply of power. Now let's talk about the fuel tank of the plane. Surprisingly, it is located in the wings of the aircraft and is divided into small parts. In fact, the tank is so large that it can comfortably accommodate 4 or 5 people. All these small tanks are interconnected through a hole. This is done to maintain equal amounts of fuel in both wings. If one tank has less fuel, the other tank will automatically flow fuel through the hole to balance it out. This clever mechanism ensures the weight of the plane remains balanced. Fuel is then supplied from the fuel tank to the jet engine, which is positioned just below the wings. In some planes, the jet engine is mounted above the wings. In such cases, a motor is used to transfer fuel from the tank to the engine. However, we should note that jet fuel can ignite easily. Even a small short circuit could potentially spark a fire in the fuel tank. Nonetheless, the advantage of having the fuel tank in the wings is that in the event of an emergency fire, it will be isolated to the wings and not reach the passenger area. Furthermore, there is a mechanism in the wings that allows the pilot to dump the fuel, essentially dropping it into the air. This prevents the fuel tank from exploding during a crash or emergency landing. This feature proved invaluable during an incident involving an Airbus where both engines caught fire shortly after takeoff. Despite the plane landing in a river and becoming fully submerged, all passengers were safely rescued. That's all for today, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video.